We're at a local farmer's market to find this unique and difficult cache. It's a hard one to solve. It's rated 4.5, but it's fun and it's very interactive. Now join me in my shop where I filmed months ago. Hello, this is West Virginia Tim. It's still in single digits outside, so I'm in my shop. But before I put this cache out, I wanted to show you what you've got to do to build this thing. Like in all my videos, the first thing we do is we try to solve it. It's a gadget cache. So we're going to try to solve it, figure out what we've got to do to get into this log. Second thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to build it in the second half of the video. Give you really good instructions on what you can do to put a cache out just like this where you are now. I love sharing ideas with other geocachers. It's the whole reason for this channel. But this cache concept was actually shared with me by father and friend from the Netherlands. So thank you for sharing the idea with me and giving me permission to share it with other cachers. Now this cache is, and I'm going to put the address down here on the bottom of the screen. This cache is actually going to be part of the MCBC, Mystery Caches of Berkeley County. Now, let's try to figure out what we've got to do to get in this cache. As we walk up to this cache, typical birdhouse, except not quite typical. It's a line across here. It's got two hinges. Of course, I know that it can't be a birdhouse because the door's solid. And I'm looking for the cache, or a place where the cache could be, and I see a door. Door's locked. There's a thing here, but I know this is going to move. Let's look underneath, see if we see anything. Underneath is a sign that says it's a geocache, has my telephone number on it, but there is a hint. It says hint, and it's a plastic pipe with a marble on the inside, and it's glued. So I know I've got to figure out what I've got to do to get in here. Let's open this. This looks like it moves, and we got hinges. Let's open this. Then I try to open the door. It won't open. The reason it won't open, I can tell there's an Allen wrench here, and there's a little Allen wrench right here. So I have two Allen wrenches. So I take the two Allen wrenches, and the door opens up, exposing the inside of the cache. So now I can clearly tell why there's this little hook here. There's two sets of holes. One set of holes come up and turn this way. Another set of holes come this way. We know the cache log is up here. So I suspect what I've got to do by looking at that little marble, that there's a marble in here that I need to move up that some way is going to open that door. I don't really quite understand that yet. But if I stick this in, I can actually feel a marble. And as I move up, I can feel the marble. I think if I let the marble go, you're going to be able to hear it. So I'm moving the marble up. Let me pull this out and see if you can hear the marble. Yes, marble fell. So I'm going to move this up. So if I move this up, I bet this is going to open my door. I can tell the marble's going up, up, up. Oh, it won't go past here. So marble's stuck. So maybe it's not this path, maybe it's the other one. If I pull this out, you can listen to the marble fall again. Okay, let me put this in slow video. Let me stop talking and put this video. Let me see if I can move this marble up over here. Okay, there's no marble here. I can't feel a marble anywhere. So I don't know what this is. The only place I can feel some marbles here. But when I get it up to here, it dead stops. So now I'm kind of stuck. So let me try to think what I've got to do to get this marble up here to open this cache. This is the hard part of this cache. So I'll just cut to the chase since it's my cache. There actually is a hole on the bottom. And I actually have to find that hole and push the marble so that the marble that's sitting down here is now pushed up. Then I use my other tool to get under the marble. Now I'm under the marble. So let me try to move this up and see if I can get the marble up and see if by any chance this route works. Okay, where do you start? I think you should start with the ball. I found a lot of balls like this, but I was afraid because even though they're very hard rubber, that the geocacher would end up pushing the tool into the ball. So I elected to go with a glass ball. This is a large marble. I think it's about 1 inch. So after you find the marble, then of course you got to shop for a piece of pipe that the marble will fit in. This is a piece of PVC that's exactly 1 inch, and this marble happens to slide very easily inside this piece of pipe. Actually bought two 45s because I didn't want to use a 90. 90 would be too sharp. So I attached it. So the whole cache starts with this right here. I haven't even thought about the dimensions yet for the rest of the cache. People always want to know where I start. You start with the inside and you build to the outside. First thing you have to do is put it down in whatever direction you want. It could be straight up and down. It'd be simpler that way, take up less room, and make an easier cache. I decided I wanted this little angle. So don't glue this together. Put it together very tightly, and then secure it with, they actually make pipe straps. So secure it to your pipe straps. Then you go on the other side, and you mark the middle of your pipe. You make a middle line, and then because I was using a 1 inch ball, now of course it will all depend on the size of your ball, I took the middle line that I've now erased, but I took the middle line, and on each side of the middle line at 1/2 inch increments, depends on the size of your ball, but I put 1/2 inch increments, staggered them, so that when they put their tool in, it will slowly move the ball up and around. Now, most likely we'll drill another set of holes so that there'll be 2 routes. It'll appear that there's 2 routes. This will be the real route. I'll probably put a pipe here with another route and another ball in it just to throw the cacher off. Now, the next thing you're going to need is this gate latch. I use this on several of my caches. I love this gate latch. It works very, very simply. So the gate latch, for it to be up here, I'm actually going to have to drill. I actually cut a couple slots for my gate latch to operate in, because as the ball goes up, all it's going to do is open the gate latch. So the ball will be mounted, the gate latch will be mounted up here, and the ball will open the latch. But as the gate latch raises, then the gate latch will go up, and before you take this off, mark exactly where it's at. Of course, you'll have your screw holes, but mark exactly where your pipe is. Now you'll have to take it off, because when you drill those holes in your pipe, it creates burrs on the inside of your pipe that your marble will actually stick in. So you'll have to take this apart, clean it all out, get rid of all the burrs so that the ball will run smoothly. And if you'll notice, if I put my ball in here, it runs very smoothly, comes right out the bottom, because your ball cannot catch on anything. So you'll have to clean out each one of the pieces of pipe. Then you'll have to put it back together exactly where it was so that the holes in the pipe line up to the holes on the back here. The other thing I did, and you wouldn't have to do this, I actually took a sander and sanded down some of the 45 connections because they were thicker than the pipe, and I wanted the pipe to sit flat up against my board here. And I only used a thin 1/2 inch board to make this attachment. Before I attach everything, sand it and paint it, let me show you what I have. Honestly, in an attempt to try to make the box as small as I could, it added to the complexity of the cache because everything just fits so tight. So this is not a beginner cache. My cache door is over here to the side. Of course, it's locked right now. In fact, my design only allows me to place a cache container about this size in here. The front door, is it's attached to the top. And of course, you'll want to pre-drill your screw holes because your board across here is tight. Now, you don't have to design it like this, but I wanted mine to be able to, when people walk by, I think I know where this is going to go, and I want people to think it's a birdhouse. So I actually hid the puzzle on the inside. So before a cacher can open it, this is just a piece of a clothes hanger. I will drill a hole through here into the side in here, and this will end up being in here. This one over here will be here. They'll actually have to pull out these two pieces of wire to be able to open it. And they're also, this is going to be the two tools that they're going to need to be able to open the cache. So after they open this, they'll be able to open this door. I'll probably put a little latch up here and have it hooked so it doesn't come down and hit the cacher in the head, and they can leave it open while they're working on it. I've made two routes for my ball, my marble, to be able to go up. Of course, this one I told you earlier is just a red herring. There'll be a ball in here. They can move it up, thinking this is probably the simplest and the easiest way to go. They'll probably see that both of them lead to the same place. And let me show you the rest of the inside of the cache. Okay, nothing's attached, so let me just remove this stuff very slowly. So we've talked about the front. The front exposes our puzzle. If you've got a top, I always make my tops large to give me, protect my cache. Then of course the side here. Now, I've shown you part of this, but see if I can remove this. Part of this is attached. We talked about this earlier. Here's the puzzle we started with. So the whole cache started with this single design right here. Now I've added one more piece of pipe. I put a screw at the top so that the marble won't go out, so that the marble will go up. But it's just, this is a red herring. I added 2x4 blocks on here to give me something that I could attach this to. This little box right here is actually where my cache lays. Okay, and then this goes like this, and it sits in here, and it's all size to fit exactly so that my latch is right under this hole here. And I'll show you that from another angle. Now, of course, the trick of this latch is the door's got to come in, and that's what creates part of the size problem. Okay, so here it takes some measuring, and my latch, of course, my cache door opens this way. I actually cut a little hole here in my wood so that my cache door would open a little further. The marble is actually going to come up through the plastic pipe, okay? This hole right here in the plastic pipe is going to be right here, and when the marble comes up, it's going to simply open that latch right there, allowing the cacher to be able to pull this down right here. It really does take some figuring out to figure out the measurements and where everything goes. Hopefully you can take this concept and use it. Admittedly, this is a little bit harder to build because you've got to line up your holes with your tubes. But I encourage you to copy this idea. I'm not looking for credit. It's about making our game more fun. So until next time, let's keep raising the geocaching bar, one geocache at a time.